I believe in certain aspects. I don't believe written media will phase out. And the only reason I say that is look at Kindle, right? If anything, it increased the amount that people read. Magic is a little bit different because nearly all nonfiction, and because you have to work through it, like symbol by symbol, sentence by sentence, right? But I think the idea that ebooks will actually dominate is totally reasonable. I used to work for Borders Books back when they were still a thing, back when they were still a competitor to Barnes and Noble. And everyone was like, no, no one would ever give up these beautiful volumes. And then everyone gave up those beautiful volumes for e-readers, right? So I don't think written media, I don't think media that must be read will phase out. I think there will always be people who that would be the preferred method of communication. I do think that physical books will become more of a collector's item than an absolute necessity. And then as far as like whether that's a good thing or not, again, that depends. If there are people who think that, you know, the only way that I can actually read and test myself and try to come up with things is by reading it minute by minute, yeah, then I get it. That's going to be a horrible day. But if it's someone like me, like part of the magic that I learned in person. I learned by either taking lessons or bribing them with In and Out or any number of other things where I could just sit down with them and then they taught me. And that ended up being more effective than reading. Because then when I went back to read the books, I had all of this interpersonal context for what was meant. Because sometimes if you don't understand what's read, there's no one there to correct you. You can't look in the index for help and there's no answer guide. So you're sort of stuck with your creativity, and that can be good if you already know what you're talking about. If you don't, then you're just sitting there confused. So from that perspective, I think that, yeah, eventually it will be phased out as a form, but not a format, if that makes any sense.